Full House in debate number 2 tonight. Maxwell Pereira, former Joint Police Commissioner of Delhi, on why the Delhi police, in his view, whether or not the Delhi police has done a pathetic job in this case. Ankit Sharma is fighting for justice for his sister Geetika along with the rest of the country. Kirti Singh is legal convener of the AIDWA, which is the All India Democratic Women's Association. Rajesh Kalra, one of India's best-known bloggers, is chief editor of Times Internet. Sumit Verma, senior advocate at the Supreme Court. My first question goes to KTS Tulsi, senior advocate in the Supreme Court. And in this case, I am told, Mr. Tulsi, that you are now the lawyer for Gopal Kanda. Is it true that you have taken up his case?
Yes, of course. Yes, I am. I am his lawyer.
He called you. When did he call you to give you the case?
No, he has never met me.
He's appointed you through others as his lawyer.
Of course.
Mr. Tulsi, why has he gone into hiding? Where is he hiding?
No question of hiding. I strongly object to the entire tenor of your channel as well as the police version that he's an absconder. This is ridiculous. He is exploring his legal rights. He has a right under the Constitution to be tried in accordance with law, and he is entitled to a fair trial. He is entitled to a presumption of innocence, and he is approaching the court.
But for that trial, he must appear, Mr. Tulsi.
His petition today.
He must appear. Why doesn't he?
Pardon me?
Is he not supposed to be questioned by the police? Was he not? Was he not supposed to be questioned?
But he has a right to.
Yes.
He has a right under the law to apply for anticipatory bail, and if one court rejects, he is entitled to go to the other court, that's the High Court. So why is the police making a tamasha of this?
No, where's the tamasha of it?
He is entitled to the rights, and the police should respect the rights of the courts to adjudicate upon the anticipatory bail.
The police was supposed to do its job, but it did not. That is the fact.
No, the
in
police
this particular case.
Once a person has approached the court, he cannot be termed as an absconder. It's completely unfair, and it's unfair for the media to launch a tirade against him as if he is guilty. He is entitled to a presumption of innocence.
Mr. Tulsi, you are arguing very well. Some would say perhaps you are very strongly defending the indefensible. But that's why you are a very experienced lawyer. But in this particular,
how is it indefensible? I say I say that it's a totally wrong case, and it is
not. If you want to be specific, Mr. Tulsi, I can be specific. I can also put some specific points here. Should I get specific, Mr. Tulsi? Let's pick up some facts in the case then. No, let's get specific. Now consider a key witness. You know the case. Consider a key witness like Mandeep Singh, on whose name 3 SIM cards were registered that were allegedly used by Kanda to call Geetika. The SIM cards allowed the politician to reportedly call Geetika without his name appearing on her cell phone records. This is vital evidence.
Can you allow the courts to function?
Because this is vital evidence. Because Kanda has
to function, or you want to decide the cases in television cameras?
Is it not the freedom of the media to report, or because Kanda is a politician, are we not even allowed to talk about the case? Mandeep was brought to Delhi.
Media seems to be wanting to project him as a demon.
No question about it.
As a person who's already pronounced guilty.
Asking a question of where a man is.
You must allow the courts to function.
Of course we allow the courts to function. The simple question is this, Mr.
You
Tulsi.
Can't pronounce him guilty before the verdict.
Mr. Tulsi, understand this, please. One sec. Mr. Tulsi, please answer. You see, Mandeep was brought to Delhi on Tuesday night from Sirsa, and after his questioning, he became a witness for the police, and his statement was recorded before Metropolitan Magistrate in the Rohini court on Wednesday. If this man is out of the prowl, he can easily influence and intimidate a key witness like Mandeep and change the course of the case. He is an influential man, is he not?
Whoever says...
Is your client an influential man?
How can you assume the worst against the person?
Is he an influential man?
How can you imagine things?
Is he an influential man?
How can you just imagine things?
No,
after all, is he not entitled to a fair trial?
When you talk,
is he not entitled to
I got to get in Kirti Singh. Now hear the other side, sir. Kirti Singh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Kirti Singh, you've heard the argument initially that's been put up here by KTS Tulsi's lawyer.
Well, vaguely that he has a constitutional right to apply to the court to seek bail.
Yes, principally that's what he's saying. Principally that's what he's saying.
Yeah. And that you can't call him an absconder, but I think Mr. Tulsi is using a technical meaning of absconder to sort of deny that he is an absconder, whereas actually he has been evading arrest. That's fairly clear to everyone, that he has been using the law, to suit him, and he should have actually, if he was that, not guilty, he could have surrendered to the police and, given his statement.
He could have, he has a right.
So why is he running away?
Why is he running away? Mr. Tulsi,
He has a right means what? He has a right of running away, right of not obeying the law.
No, he has a right to approach the court, and he has a right to decide whether he will approach the court or not, and whether he will surrender. He will exercise that right in accordance with the advice that is given to him.
No. I don't think we should, I think we should understand that he has a right to apply to the court for sure, but he shouldn't, when the police come looking for him, if he's not to be found, if he's evading the police, then that's not right as a citizen of this country. You should, if you are not guilty,
I would like to ask you.
To hide,
Kirti, I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
The question is that, is the police not supposed to respect the rule of law? If a person has approached a court, how can they continue to berate him as an absconder? And how can they start searching for him? He is in the jurisdiction of the court.
On its head. This is putting the case on its head, and it's not right, because the police have in fact helped him in a sense, because they have let him go away.
The police must respect the courts.
Tried to arrest him. So this is all, it's not the issue anyway. The court will know what to say. The court also recognizes how people try to evade arrest.
It is an incredible case.
Not only Mr.
But the police must.
It is an incredible case,
Not only
Mr. Tulsi.
Kanda, but it's several other people like him who do this. All the people who have influence, all the people who can...
One second. I find it incredible here today. I find it incredible. I wonder what Ankit is thinking as he sees this debate carry on. Ankit, any thoughts here? Would you like to say something to Mr. Tulsi, who is the lawyer for Gopal Kanda? Is there anything you'd like to intervene?
Can't rewrite the law.
Nobody is rewriting the law, sir. But this man drove away in an Audi car.
Don't try to put words.
But there is a constitution, there are laws, there are courts.
Of course there is a constitution.
To work. We are not going to decide them in television studios.
The law. He is breaking the constitution.
Whether he is breaking the law or not will be decided by the courts, not in television studios.
You see wait 1 second, Mr. Tulsi. I know that nowadays television studios are now the enemy par excellence. Generally, the one thing everyone does is try and shoot the messenger. But that will not take away from us our right to ask questions. The question is to the police. Maxwell Pereira, my question is to you.
Then let's wind up the courts.
No question.
Let's wind up the
Mr.
courts.
Tulsi, please.
Television editors decide whether
Mr. Tulsi, don't exaggerate. We have great respect for the courts. Question is to the police now. The police unable to nab Kanda, who remains traceless after leaving his Gurgaon residence in an Audi car. In this case, from what you make of it, is it not a deliberate attempt to let this man off, to go slow, let him cover his tracks and maybe prepare his... Mr. Pereira, my question is to you.
Arnab, to start with, I think I found it quite funny that in your initial remarks that you said that 85,000 policemen, Delhi policemen, are unable to catch Mr. Kanda. 85,000 policemen have nothing else to do. They are all, playing cards or having maza. So, they are unable to catch Mr. Kanda according to you. Well, secondly, I would like to point out, what is it that we are trying to do here? Mr. Tulsi has given his point of view, but from the police point of view, there has to be a ground of arrest.
Yes.
We have to examine whether the mention of the names, particular names in a suicide note is sufficient ground for arrest. I think there are enough Supreme Court decisions on this count that that particular thing is not enough. And it may be reason enough for you to call. One second. It may be reason enough to summon him for inquiry. It may be reason enough to file an FIR, and conduct the investigation.
How do you summon a man who has fled?
Not a reason.
How do you summon a man who has fled? Tell me, sir, how do you summon a man who has fled?
An instigation.
How do you
the police summoned.
He is not
the
fled.
police summoned the man according to procedure. The police. He did not obey the summons. He did not appear
Mr.
before
Pereira,
the police.
But they kept waiting for him.
Mr. Pereira, this is fairly elementary stuff, actually. I wonder why you are not reading the elementary stuff.
I mean,
I'll tell you what is elementary.
I'm afraid I had to explain to you the elementary stuff because you had totally ignored the elementary stuff.
Mr.
And these elementaries, if they are observed, I don't think.
I'll tell you what is elementary, Mr. Pereira.